Hello, and welcome to Therapy, a video series that's part review, part retrospective, but mostly just stuff.
That smell!
It's the 1990 Flash TV movie. But you already know that. It served as the pilot episode for the 1990 TV series. It only ran for one season, though the series is still an interesting footnote for live-action superheroes. So let's revisit the movie, taking a look at what worked and what didn't. This is primarily on the TV pilot movie, though we'll also cover a bunch of random other tidbits from the past and future Flash incarnations. Because why not? This is the 1990 Flash Therapy. In 1990, DC Comics and Warner Brothers were still riding high on Batman, so producing a DC superhero TV series made perfect sense. Prior to this, The Flash appeared in a couple of cartoons over the previous decades. He was also in a very forgettable live-action TV special from the 70s.
And there's the Flash over there. Oh no, he's over here. They all look alike to me.
For this 1990 series, Warner Brothers Television put their best foot forward in bringing The Flash to live action. They hired Danny Elfman to write the music. He was the hottest new composer in Hollywood at the time. With his work on Beetlejuice, The Simpsons, and Batman. Elfman's work on The Flash sounds like it was lifted straight from Batman, because it likely was. Shirley Walker conducted the score and wrote a few pieces of additional music. Walker also worked on Batman and would handle much of the music on Batman the Animated Series. Beyond that, the influence of Tim Burton's Batman was also apparent in the visual look of the show, which was attempting an atemporal mixture of 1930s Art Deco and a contemporary early 90s neon chic. So in a bit, we'll cover the Flash himself, but first, let's run through the plot of the movie. Barry Allen is a crime scene investigator police officer. He's got an older brother, Jay Allen, who's also a cop. A much older brother. A cop who wears military camouflage. Anyway, he's got an overly critical father, who's also a retired cop.
Nuts.
You be careful out there, honey.
I will.
What you gonna do, stub his toe on a footprint?
Henry.
Oh, I didn't read anything.
Yeah, I know, Dad. Good night.
Central City is being overrun by a criminal motorcycle gang who throw explosive day-glow balls at things. They look like they're lifted straight from a Joel Schumacher Batman movie. They're led by a former cop named Pike, who's angry at the Flash's brother because of reasons.
This is the man who betrayed me.
And because he's got this scar on his face.
The man who gave me my scars.
Dude has got self-esteem issues. Check out the police chief. It's Admiral McCoolstash. Meanwhile, unrelated lightning strikes the crime lab while Barry is working late, and he's transformed into the Flash. Barry's buddy is nearby, and instead of getting Barry to a hospital, he sits next to Barry and cries out for help.
Somebody help! Help!
Yeah, nice crisis management, pal. Barry immediately notices his body acting strangely, and hooks up with a Star Lab scientist, Dr. Worryface, who helps him become the Flash. Later, Pike kills Barry's brother, and we get one of these. This triggers Barry to develop a full-on Flash persona. In one of the best unintentionally funny scenes in the movie, Barry reasons that it isn't enough just to stop the motorcycle gang, he needs to strike terror into the hearts of criminals too, as if he were Batman.
Pike has been terrorizing the city. Well, I'm gonna terrorize him. You know that insignia of his, that blood dot they all wear on their backs? Well, I've got one of my own.
You know what else strikes terror into the hearts of criminals? Prison showers.
I could be a friend to you.
Anyway, bam! Barry whips out a drawing he made with Crayola markers and orders Dr. Worryface to make it and slap it on the front of the Flash costume. Pike's plan is to upset the status quo by releasing prisoners, similar to Bane's plan in The Dark Knight Rises. So the Flash heads over to the prison. Check out the Flash disposing of these goons. They're trying to show him beat up these bad guys, but the two layers of this special effect are so poorly lined up that these bad guys just awkwardly stand there for a few seconds before we see them reacting to the Flash's punches. The Flash eventually confronts Pike, where for no good reason he comes close to revealing his identity to him.
What are you? And where did you come from?
I came from you, Pike! You made me when you killed my brother!
I killed a lot of men's brothers.
His name.
But then he's like, oh, maybe that's not such a good idea. Pike beats up the Flash while he's distracted and escapes. Then, only about 40 seconds later, the Flash confronts Pike again and asks him,
Pike! Remember me?
like, why wouldn't he? They just met a few seconds ago. Anyway, the Flash can run really fast, so he runs really fast around Pike, until he's electrocuted. And that's the end of the movie. So let's take a quick break for a trivia question. The Flash and Kid Flash are main characters in the Filmation series, The Justice League of America, and Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
The Flash is drawn pretty traditionally. As for Kid Flash, he's got this black thing on his head. Can you tell me what it is? More to come after this break.
Batman and Kid Flash. Welcome to Fortress Zoom.
So the question is, what is this black thing on the top of Kid Flash's head? Is it a beret? Is he going through some pretentious beatnik phase? Or is it a pompadour because this is the 60s and Frankie Avalon was a heartthrob? I actually have no idea. What is this thing? So since Batman was a huge financial success the previous year, the writers go out of their way to characterize the Flash as a year one Batman, where he's more of an urban myth that has supernatural qualities, and who uses fear to fight crime.
Hey, Murph, I saw it. The thing, the red ghost.
It doesn't quite fit the character, especially since he's wearing an all-red suit with gold lightning bolts. There's even a moment where a lightning bolt strikes past the moon, similar to this shot in Batman. Speaking of the red suit, it's faithful to the source material. It looks great when it's still. Once the actors and stuntmen try moving in it, it quickly becomes as clunky as the dialogue. Notice how limited the movement is for something as simple as throwing a punch or walking across the room. The suit had the right details, proportions, and overall look, but it definitely needed more work. Comparatively, the 2014 suit doesn't look that great in stills, but it's flexible enough to allow the actors to move more naturally. It's worth mentioning that the 1990 suit would be updated towards the end of the season with a leaner, more flexible suit. It moved better, but didn't look nearly as good as the first version. So let's finish up with running down a comparison of this 1990 series to the 2014 series. Barry's driven by the death of a family member, his brother in 1990, and his mother in 2014.
He killed my mom.
The first crime scene Barry Allen investigates in both series, Barry gets his clues from tire marks. He's got a nerdy sidekick, and a Dr. Worryface in both versions. Both Dr. Worryfaces have dead lovers, too.
Now, one of your researchers was killed last year. Is that a rumor?
No, that's true. He was my husband.
The explosion that put you in a coma also killed my fiance.
His blood sugar levels are also a factor in both versions, where he gets dizzy spells after flashing too much. There's also a scene in both pilots where Barry is being observed on a track. The Flash also defeats his first enemies in both series by running around them. The 1990 suit was a Star Labs product intended for deep-sea divers.
That's a Soviet prototype deep-sea suit. There's a layer of reactive insulation next to your skin. The suit can handle the pressure of high velocity and it will regulate your body temperature.
The 2014 suit was intended for firefighters.
Designed to replace the turnouts firefighters traditionally wear.
The 1990 emblem was Barry's idea. The 2014 emblem was Cisco's idea.
Why is it shaped like a lightning bolt?
So it's not boring.
John Wesley Shipp, who played the 1990 Barry Allen, plays Barry Allen's dad in the 2014 series. So there you have it, The Flash. A few more episodes would be edited into The Flash Part 2, Revenge of the Trickster featuring Mark Hamill, and The Flash 3, Deadly Nightshade. The Trickster role would help set up Mark Hamill for voicing the Joker in Batman the Animated Series.
My pal, the Flash.
And The Flash 3 would be something I mentioned but have nothing to say about. So if you want to stay in the loop for future videos, or check out some previous videos, you've got options below. Either way, thanks for watching, you stinking dogs.
Marking our turf like stinking dogs. I realize how an unhappy childhood probably led you to all this, but that's really no excuse.